Hello friends, hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I'm here today to do a flip through of this journal. This was a custom order journal for Miss Aleks. So it is going in the mail to her today. So wanted to come on and do a flip through to show you what it looks like. So starts with a fun tassel, a little bit of spine jewelry. It's got a bunch of little jewels in it. A bee, isn't that pretty? And there's a butterfly. I know there's at least 5 in this one. Try to find them. There's a little bird. And a flower. Oh, there's one way down here. Made with love, because every journal I make is made with love, and this one's custom for Miss Aleks. So we'll set that aside for now. This one's got a lot of fiber and not as much ribbon. I really like all the fine little fibers that bring in such a multitude of color that all goes with this journal. So it's kind of a spring journal in the theme of bees and birds, and of course butterflies on the front, because they always fly with the bees and the birds. The front says, "Today is a perfect day for living your dreams." Have silver book corners here, and this nice piece of lace. Let me see if I can show you this all the way around. This was a huge, gorgeous piece of lace all the way around, and it actually was longer than that. The other end was like this one, but I didn't want it to wrap all the way around and cover up this gorgeous fabric, so decided to cut it off with its own design shape. Silver bookmarks here, and you can see the eyelets are little purple hearts. Hopefully you can see that. Little purple hearts are the eyelets, and it is tied with a beautiful vanilla sari silk ribbon. So we'll open that and start here. So this is not chipboard. This is an actual book cover, repurposed and covered especially for this book. And inside matching bookends, front and back. Now this one is bound a little bit different than we sometimes do, because both of these signatures were made and bound, going to be smaller journals on their own, and Miss Aleks decided she would like them as 2 signatures in one journal, hardbound, which I personally like and would have done for myself as well. And so they are bound. They are then bound onto a plate in the back that is covered in the same fabric and then attached to the spine. So let's get a flip through going here and see what's inside this. Now this is a nice chunky journal. Aleks told me she likes chunky journals, and I was so glad, because I love to make chunky journals. It's a alligator mouth of about 6 inches wide. So these images here, this journal page, and a lot of them throughout, are from Tsunami Rose. So this is a digital kit that you can purchase from Tsunami Rose. And I really love this gorgeous trim. Hopefully you can see that. The trim is very similar on both signatures. It's a similar design, but it's different colors, and the other one has dangles on it. So first inside has a nice large pocket. It says, "Create with the definition, to cause to come into being, to evolve from one's own thought or imagination." Everybody is creative. Sometimes we just don't know how to dig into it and pull it out though, but everybody is creative. So And this has a couple of large journaling cards. Plenty of room to journal on the back. Even though this book is really chunky and has lots of fun stuff in it, there is intentionally lots of space to write. So I'm trying to make sure I get an angle here that you can see. So write your story. There's some room to write there. A belly band. There's several cards tucked behind this belly band that can be pulled out and written on. They're all intended to be journal cards. So every one of them has writing space on the back. And I'm going to have to just hold this up or you won't see it there. So this paper this was copy paper, and I used a stencil. The stencil was from Linda Israel's shop, and I love these roses, and I sprayed Tattered Angels to get exactly this design that I wanted here. This is another page from the Tsunami Rose digital kit. And this is an envelope that I have been saving for a very long time. It's the only one that I had. It's just so pretty, and I just thought this was the perfect signature to put it in. And it's got the bird on the back too, and some very, very old, this is a copy of a very old document. And inside the envelope, I'm not going to go through this all, it's going to be a little bit of a surprise, but is a whole stack of ephemera in there for her. A lot of things to write on or use throughout as she chooses. This page has a double pocket, laughter and the stamp, some butterflies again, and these old receipts here. These old receipts you'll see throughout, and they are from Tsunami Rose digital kit. And here's another one, that good journaling space on the back of both of those. I pull them out so that you can see the second pocket here, right behind the design paper is a very old book page, very, very old book page from the late 1800s. And then behind that is another pocket. And this is also a journaling card there. So get those back in. So lots of space to tuck and save and stick more journaling cards. Another journaling page. And here is a triple pocket and some gorgeous pictures of birds there. It's kind of paradise. And each one of these comes out and is a journaling card on the back. So 3 layers of pockets there. And more from Tsunami Rose digital kit. And this is a flip up journal page and some designer paper with some vintage stamp on it with some butterfly washi tape right there. And when you flip it up, there's some other pages that could be written on or doodled on or stamped on. A piece of lace holding it all together across the top. Some music pages. Here's another page I did with Tattered Angels. Some writing paper. Another one. Ooh, I love how that one turned out. And this one's a book page. On the back of that page is sure some nice writing space. Okay, some more writing space. Another tuck spot here with cards that you can journal on the back of them, and on the top of each of these pages you can write on those pages as well. Here's kind of what it looks like. This is a page that I did with stencils, and I think this was vintage photo distress ink, and just used some stencils on it. So writing on this goes really nicely. It's not bumpy, it fades right into it, and it holds ink really well to write on. So there's another good writing page. Don't quit your daydream. Very old postcard with the stamps on it. Some pages out of a page out of a really nice bird book. And here's the opposite side of that page from the bird book has all about feathers, and there's some writing on the other portion of it, I believe. I love this one here, stamped with some vintage stamps and a couple of ephemera cards for writing on. Isn't she pretty? And this is a bird paperclip. Hopefully you can see that, bird paperclip. Another page for writing on there. And here's a corner tuck spot, a hummingbird, love hummingbirds, with a bunch of different cards in it. It's a double tuck spot as well. You can see the book page behind the image. Really like this one with the styles of birdhouses that you can make. Okay, and here's a page out of a botanical book about perennials. And there's a lot of peonies throughout this. In fact, if you go to Tsunami Rose and you want this digital kit, it's called Birds, Bees, and Peonies. And so this page has all about the peony on it, and there's the peony. And this is a question mark paper clip. And the other side has, I really like this. This is a very pretty bird corner tuck spot. And some of those old garden receipts in there. And this page tells all about the hummingbird. Thought that was a really cool page. And it is backed with lace with a little bit of stickles, or what are they called? Stickles, the pearl ones that aren't glittery. I can't remember what they're called right now. Okay, and see, here's the Tsunami Rose kit. It's Birds, Bees, and Peonies. This corner tuck spot here flips up, so there's writing space inside. Flip down, and it's nice and sturdy, so you could tuck lots of things behind here. There's a big journaling card, and the page can be written on as well. And here's the another piece out of the book page with the woodpecker, and this is a tiny little envelope held together with a Brooks Brothers clothing ad. And when you open it, it is full of tiny ephemera. And I'm not going to take that out. Again, another surprise for Miss Aleks to be able to go through all that ephemera and see exactly what she gets. And this is a peanut-shaped paper clip. Here's another good page for writing on. Again, I love that small bird image and a pink paper clip. Good pages for writing here with just some vintage stamping on them. And here's the other side of a page out of the bird book. And I liked this one for the centerfold because it's got beautiful things about the feathers, some really cool pictures, and tells about feathers. And inside this centerfold, the binding here has a gold feather and a tiny little bird in a bird cage there for her. And it has some actual feathers from my pet chickies. So these come from the chickies in my backyard, 5 different ones. So they're all different colors. And there's some ephemera cards stuck in here to do some journaling as well. Another tuck spot here, and you can pull that out and you can see different kinds of claws, but if you like to cover that up, we'll just fill it up with even some more ephemera there. And another good page for journaling with the birds. And here's a extra large paper clip with a book page envelope inside of it, held together with the peonies. And open this one, and it is full of ephemera as well. So, and I'm not showing you any of that ephemera. That's all surprise for Aleks when she gets it. Okay. Get this back up there. Some part of the Tsunami Rose kit is some of these really nice old ads. The back, which is just stenciled, doily stenciled, and so is really nice to write on. Again, some of those receipts. Backs of the book page, and this is part of a full page size ad for that seed company. And this is a paper sack, and the sides are left open, so depending how much you wanted to put in it, there would be some expansion room there. But there's a pocket in front with a beautiful image here with the flowers and the butterflies, the bird down front. A few ephemera cards in there. All can be written on the back, but plenty of room in here to add more ephemera cards. And then a couple of large ephemera cards in the sack itself. So more writing room, but like I said, the sack is left unhinged on the side, hinged on the side, but unglued on the side so that it can expand if you want to put a bunch more in there. More writing space over here. This is a little flip out with the bee, with the library, biological library stamp on it. The other side of the perennials page with the peonies. This is a favorite one of mine. A triple slide pocket. Imagine, create, and journal. And each one of these has a card tucked inside of them with some journal space on the back. And they are just loose enough that you could fit a second, possibly a third card in there if you wanted to. But they are tight enough that this will not fall out. I hate when my tags fall out. I love having tags, but I hate when they fall out every time I pick up the book or turn it around. So more writing space there. And this page was vintage stamped, and then a couple of writing spots right there. Okay, here's another decorative bookmark, paper clip. And this is a removable mini flip-up journal. Courage is being yourself every day in a world that expects you to be someone else. And you can write in there, you can write on the back, close it up so it's not readily seen by anybody who opens up your journal to admire all your writing and things that you've stuck in there. Okay, some ledger paper, always good for writing on. And I love how Tsunami Rose made these fade into the back, these vintage ads, so that you could write on this page right over the top of the vintage ads. Hopefully you can see that. And the other side of the one that's stenciled with the feathers. So here's another paper clip. This one's a butterfly paper clip, and it has a wraparound pocket. So you see that there's a tuck spot, pocket behind, and then there's pocket right here inside, and some ephemera on both sides on those. All those can be journaled on. And there's room in there to add, if she wants to add additional things into these pockets. The old S&H green stamps, grew up with those, you remember those? And just some more ephemera cards here. More writing space. Because of your smile, you make life beautiful, with a coffee stained page to journal on. Again, some lined, I like a combination of lined pages and unlined pages. Sometimes you don't want everything to be in a row. Sometimes you want to write at an angle. Sometimes you want to put a picture and write around it. Sometimes you want to doodle, and you need to have a place to do that. Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. That's how I like to live life. And this is a mini envelope. It's a coin size shaped envelope, but it is made of a light cardstock, so it's very firm paper. It's heavier than cardstock. It's a very light chipboard, so it's a good, strong, firm paper. So it acts as a nice tuck spot behind it, as well as a pocket to put things in it. It acts as both nicely. Okay, and that's the end of the first signature, and the back here is again a Tsunami Rose from that kit. Now look at the, hopefully you can see the front page of the second signature, my private diary, and I want you to be able to see the trim on this one. The trim, the design is very similar to the first signature, but the colors are different, and it's got these gorgeous tassels with glass beads that hang down from each one of them, and so pretty. But because they're in the middle of the journal, they don't get in the way, which I really like. This one starts out with a big pocket up front, and some large journal cards and medium journal cards, some black and whites, and there's some sepia as well in the Tsunami Rose digital kit. Go check that out, it's really nice. Now here is another sack, but this is a flat sack, and it's turned into a pocket in front with the sack itself to put tags in. So it doesn't have the side gussets. So this tag is made of the cardboard that came off of packaging, and a large journal card there. And the paper, be very careful getting that in. The paper that that this sack is covered with is from the Tsunami Rose kit. That little piece of lettuce. That little piece of lace is catching right there, and I don't want to take a chance of ripping her sack. Okay, so yeah, so this is all bees and some honey and bee ads, vintage ads, and just folded up to make the pocket on the bottom there. Okay, more good writing pages. Some more good vintage ephemera there, and more sales receipts, nursery sales receipts. And this is a bow paper clip. Didn't put that on. Okay. And next is a envelope tuck spot. So there's 3 envelopes here. There's the one on the bottom, which you cannot get into. And then there's a tiny one on top and the medium one on the bottom right. Both of these flip open, and both of them have lots of surprises for Miss Aleks. And then there's 3 of the vintage receipts stuck in behind the envelopes as journaling tags. And then this page is wonderful to journal on as well. Okay, and this is a full page L-shaped tuck spot. See if I can get underneath it. You can see how this goes down and across in an L shape and bordered with the ribbon. And then all of these cards come out. I'm not going to pull them all out there, but they all come out for journaling. And you know, it's so hard to do this when you're on camera, and I just want to be so careful as to not damage anything, because we don't have time to redo anything. I'm sending it to Aleks this afternoon. Okay, another good back of a ledger page there to journal on. Some lined page there to journal on. Here's another wraparound pocket, so pocket on both sides. So there's the pocket behind. I did not attach these because frequently people like to take these completely off and then journal on this whole page and then clip them back on. But there's plenty of tuck room in the pocket behind, and then this center pocket, there's a lot of room there as well on both sides. And this is a big fat round paper clip. I like that, one of my favorites. And another journaling page here, more journaling cards, and this is an exclamation point paper clip. Okay, and here's a page out of the botanical book. This one has magnolias on there. I have a magnolia tree in my backyard, and they are, before we moved here, I'd never even seen one, and they are the most gorgeous flowers. Truly, truly beautiful. Okay, here is one of those extra large paper clips, and this is a small sack, and this little bag is full of vintage ephemera for journaling on. And again, did not attach it because if you take this off, that whole page is great for writing on. It's just a vintage photo stenciled and leaves the page really nice to write on. Again, the same thing on this one with the doily. It just leaves the page really nice to write on. It's flat. There's no bumpy surfaces. The ink doesn't come off. And the bees over there. There's a triple pocket. This one's all about bees instead of birds, honey, and it has ephemera in all 3 pockets. And again, All the backs of them are great for journaling. Some black and white and sepia pictures again out of Tsunami Rose's kit, Birds, Bees, and Peonies. This is from her kit as well. And this is just a nice journaling page with the bee on it and some honeycomb stenciled on to write right over the top. A music page. Gotta have music in every journal, especially about birds and bees. And lots of vintage ephemera in here to write on. And can you see that one? That's a little puppy dog paper clip. Cute. And this is the reverse of the other one that used the rose stencil, and I used Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mist. And this is the reverse. The other one, these wide spots were colored in, and this one, it's the thin strips that are colored. So again, you can write right over the top of that. And another 3 pocket tag holder page. These pockets are made from doilies, and there is a tag for journaling in each one of these pockets. Alex is going to have a lot of fun with this journal. Okay, a very, very old, from the Sears Roebuck Company, a copy of an old sewing machine ad. And this just cracks me up. Actually, I have one of these in my garage. And what kills me is this says 7-drawer style. That's what this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 7-drawer style, which is what I have in the garage. It sold at this time for $15.45. Wow, that's amazing. 1907. In 1907. This is a fun page too. You can write on this page. This stamping is intended to write right on it, but this is all stamping. And let's see if I can get it up there. These flowers are made out of fabric buttons and tied with burlap string. So that was fun. All right, here's the centerfold. Love this centerfold. Got some honeycomb with a glass bee on it near his flowers. And of course, there's always got to be a ladybug in the garden. Some flowers nearby for her. And there's a butterfly and a flower and a bird and lots of the bugs that hang around in the garden. And here's a little bird's nest with 5 eggs in it. That's one of my favorite centerfolds. And this is a butterfly paper clip. Probably more paper clips in this one for Miss Aleks than most other journals that I do, and all vintage ephemera to be able to journal on, but loved all these paper clips, and they all just seem to fit. So I just went to town with paper clips on this for her. And here's the other side of the flower stencil with the fabric buttons. They were a lot of fun. And here's the bottom of the sewing machine ad from Sears. Who remembers Sears Roebuck? I do. Birds, Bees, and Peonies. Okay, the other side of the other half of the rose stencil there. And I'm going to pull this one out. Well, here's another paper clip. This one's kind of a maze. The circles round and round. And I really like this. The birds sitting there are so pretty. And the tiny little delicate flower. And this tiny little feather here is from one of my chickies. That feather came from Pearl. She put her little mark on the journal. And of course, all the feathers that I use in all of my art, I have hand gathered from my chickies and hand washed and dried. So always, if you do gather feathers, please, please wash them before you use them. The reason that I like using my chickie feathers rather than gathering them on the street is because the birds on the street are wild, and we never know what kind of diseases and things they bring with them. But the birds that we care for, we know that they are disease-free. Here's a pocket made out of a music page. So I'm going to try to leave that paper clip on there with the bee on it. It says, "Come little bees, the flowers are getting your breakfast ready." And this one is full of ephemera for Aleks. I like opening it up and getting a surprise with all the ephemera. So that's why I'm not showing you. So it'll be all a surprise for her when she gets it. And here is the bee prayer. Very cool. The bee prayer. And the other half of the page from Tsunami Rose with the bees and dragonflies on it. The other half of the doily vintage page. And this one has a tiny envelope, which again is full of ephemera. That's the fun part, all the surprises. And a page out of the botanical book again. This one has Philadelphia coronarius. Don't guarantee I said that right, but which is mock orange. More vintage ads. And here's another, I won't open this because it's like the one in the first signature where it opens into a trifold, 3 parts. Love these colors too. This can all be written right on, as well as these. Oops, let's grab 2 pages there. Hey, there's a corner tuck, double tuck. See the tuck with the book page behind it, makes it a double tuck. Ephemera in both, all intended to write on. Plenty of space to journal, Aleks. A vintage bird card. This is, what is this? Test of Fairbanks Morse gas engine. Yeah. And that is the end of the second signature. And it ends with my diary back there. So that is the journal for Miss Aleks. In addition to that, she's going to receive this envelope full of additional ephemera. I've already washi it closed, but it's a nice thick envelope full of ephemera to go along with her journal. So she'll have plenty of space to write on, to put pictures, mementos, all the things that she wants to do. So thank you so much for joining me. Unfortunately, this one will not be for sale on Etsy because it is a custom order for Miss Aleks, and I sure hope that she enjoys it. Maybe she'll come back and put a comment on this video so y'all can hear her thoughts about it after she receives it. Like I said, I'm getting that out in today's mail for her. I know she's anxious to get it. So thanks for joining me. If you've liked my journal and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. It's always nice to get some new subscribers and know that somebody enjoys seeing your work. If you'd like to be notified whenever I put a video out, have a lot of tutorials coming out, then hit the bell so it should send you notifications on that. And if you are trying to explain to somebody that you know what a junk journal is and don't really know how to do it, you can share the video with them and tell them just to watch the video, and it gives them a good idea of what a junk journal is. There's so many different styles. I would send 3 or 4 different videos from different people when I'm trying to explain to someone what a junk journal is. So hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see y'all soon on the next video. Bye-bye.